The hum of the Earth Defense Fleet filled the command bridge like a living pulse, vibrating through polished metal and reinforced alloy panels. Commander Aiden Raynor stood at the center, gaze locked on the holographic map floating before him. Thousands of stars blinked across the three-dimensional display, each a potential battleground, a potential trap. Yet today's mission was meant to be routine, a coordinated patrol with the Galactic Council's allied forces in the Ganymede sector. Routine, until the unthinkable happened. "Commander, we're picking up anomalous energy signatures along the convoy's trajectory," Lieutenant Mira Singh reported, her fingers dancing across the console. Her voice carried the precise calm expected of a seasoned officer, but Raynor caught the microtremor, fear restrained, barely visible. Raynor frowned. "Show me." The hologram shifted. In vibrant reds and oranges, clusters of human transports flared and disintegrated in real time. "That can't be friendly fire, can it?" Mira asked, her voice tight. Raynor didn't answer immediately. His mind raced through possibilities, navigational errors, a malfunction in the shielding systems, even a natural cosmic storm. But the pattern was deliberate. Precision. Targeting only human vessels, leaving alien ships unscathed. "Pull up the council logs," he ordered. Now. The data streamed in, and the truth crystallized like ice forming on a cold lake. There it was, transmissions from High Chancellor Voryn himself, marked with the council seal, routing coordinates directly to the attack fleet. The betrayal wasn't a mistake. It was intentional. Raynor's fists clenched at his sides. He could feel the weight of the bridge shifting around him, officers sensing the tension without needing words. "Prepare the fleet for immediate withdrawal. Shields to maximum and all weapon systems on standby," he commanded, his voice steady despite the rage simmering beneath. Lieutenant Singh hesitated. "Sir, we could fight back." "No," Raynor interrupted sharply. "Not yet. We gather evidence first. The galaxy needs proof of what they've done. We don't retaliate blindly. We strike with precision when the time comes." His gaze swept the room, catching each officer's eyes. "And make no mistake, Earth will survive this. Humanity always survives." For a moment, the bridge was silent except for the mechanical hum of the ship. Then a sharp alert cut through the quiet, a council communications relay attempting to contact them. "Patch it through," Raynor said. The bridge screens flickered, revealing the imposing, angular visage of High Chancellor Voryn. His eyes, too sharp, too calculating, scanned Raynor as though measuring his worth. "Commander Raynor," Voryn's voice dripped with smooth authority, "your fleet appears compromised. We regret the unfortunate losses. Ensure your humans do not escalate the situation." Raynor's jaw tightened. "Compromised? You call slaughtering our convoy compromised? Your fleet's attacked without warning, without justification. You betrayed the very alliance you swore to uphold." Voryn's thin lips curved into the faintest semblance of amusement. "Perspective, Commander, is everything. From my perspective, your fleet was inadequately prepared. It is regrettable, yes. But survival is responsibility, not entitlement." Anger surged through Raynor, but he held it in check. Every word he spoke needed to be precise. "The Council will answer for this. Humanity will not forgive treachery. You've just proven that underestimating humans is a dangerous gamble." Voryn's eyes narrowed. "Careful, Commander. Words can provoke consequences." The hollow flickered, and he vanished, leaving a faint digital aftertaste of menace. Raynor turned to his officers. "Record every transmission, every action. The Council cannot deny this. Every world in our sector must know who they truly serve." Mira Singh exhaled slowly. "Sir, what now?" Raynor's gaze shifted to the viewing window, where the stars stretched infinitely, cold and indifferent. "Now, we survive. Then we strike back. And when we do, the galaxy will learn exactly what it means to face humanity." The fleet moved in silent coordination, withdrawing to a secure orbit around Europa Station. Raynor convened an emergency strategy meeting in the command center. Holographic displays charted enemy positions, council patrols, and critical human resources. Every officer leaned in, absorbing the gravity of the situation. "Listen closely," Raynor began. "We are outnumbered, outgunned, and underestimated. That is exactly where we gain our advantage. Humans do not rely on brute strength alone, we rely on adaptability, ingenuity, and resolve. That's our edge. That's our survival." Ensign Kale, a young communications officer, spoke up hesitantly. "Sir, the Council has allies across the sector. If we act openly, we risk war on multiple fronts." Raynor nodded. "Exactly. Which is why we don't act openly, yet. Intelligence first. Sabotage second. And when the time comes, our retaliation will be decisive and undeniable. We will make them regret underestimating Earth." Outside the station, Europa's icy surface reflected the faint shimmer of approaching patrol ships. Raynor's mind raced, not with fear, but with plans, contingencies, and strategies that even Voryn could not anticipate. Humanity had been cornered, betrayed, and labeled expendable. And yet, for the first time, Raynor allowed a small, grim smile. "They think they can control us," he muttered, almost to himself. "They've made their first mistake." Lieutenant Singh glanced at him, sensing the promise of defiance. "Then we make them pay, Commander." Raynor's eyes, reflecting the distant suns, were unwavering. "Not pay. Survive. And when we rise, the galaxy will remember the name of Earth." The bridge fell silent again, but it was a silence charged with purpose. Every officer knew the truth: betrayal had sparked a fire in humanity that could not be extinguished. And somewhere, far across the Andromeda Quadrant, Voryn had just planted the seed of his own undoing. Outside, the stars continued to burn, indifferent, eternal. But within the human fleet, a new light flickered, resolute, unyielding, and unstoppable. The Europa station's command hub buzzed with controlled chaos. Raynor strode through the narrow corridor, passing officers hunched over holographic consoles, each displaying streams of data from the damaged convoy, reconnaissance satellites, and alien communication intercepts. Humanity was wounded, but not broken. Every sensor ping, every intercepted transmission, fed a single truth: the Galactic Council had underestimated humans, and that mistake would be costly. "Commander, preliminary analysis of the Council fleet movements suggests they're consolidating near the Calvin Expanse," Lieutenant Singh reported. Her tone was calm, professional, but her eyes betrayed the gravity. "They don't suspect we're rebuilding. Yet." Raynor's gaze swept over the starfield visible through the observation window. The Council's armada glimmered like predators circling their prey, but humans thrived in adversity. "Then we use that underestimation," he said. "We're not going to match their numbers. We'll outthink them. Every maneuver they anticipate, we'll invert. Every expectation, we'll exploit." Behind him, Ensign Kale tapped a console nervously. "Sir, the weapon modifications are almost ready. The new electromagnetic pulse arrays, and the adaptive shielding? If deployed correctly, they can disable the Council's cruisers long enough for us to strike critical points." Raynor nodded. "Exactly. But these aren't just weapons, they're opportunities. We don't just fight. We manipulate. We force them into positions where they can't win. That's how humans prevail." A communication alert sounded. Raynor's chair swiveled to the screen. It was Ambassador Tleen, a reptilian diplomat from the Solari sector, an unlikely but crucial ally. His segmented eyes blinked with urgency. "Commander Raynor, the Council believes you are isolated. They are sending patrols to enforce compliance. You need leverage if you intend to survive." Raynor's expression tightened. "We don't just need leverage. We need evidence, allies, and precision. Can your networks provide intelligence on Council supply lines and weak points?" Tleen's tail flicked. "Already in motion. But act quickly. Once they sense your preparation, they'll adapt. The window is narrow." Raynor ended the call and turned to Singh. We strike before they know we're awake. Deploy reconnaissance drones to map the Armada's blind spots. I want every cruiser's escort patterns, communication arrays, and energy distribution logged. We're building the battlefield in our favor. Hours passed in meticulous preparation. Europa Station became a hive of activity. Engineers tweaked weapons, calibrating adaptive pulses to precise frequencies. Navigators charted unconventional warp routes. Intelligence analysts dissected intercepted council orders. Every human in the command hub moved with purpose, driven not by fear, but by survival. Finally, Raynor called the officers together. Holograms of enemy fleets rotated above the table, each cruiser labeled with probable armaments and vulnerabilities. "This is our opening," he said. "The Council expects humans to react with brute force. We'll respond with strategy, speed, and unpredictability. The fleet will split into 3 strike teams: Alpha, Beta, and Gamma. Alpha engages their front line to distract, Beta targets supply lines, and Gamma, our stealth unit, hits critical command nodes." Lieutenant Singh interjected. "Commander, risk assessment? Stealth units alone cannot guarantee mission success. Casualties may be significant." Raynor met her gaze steadily. "Humanity doesn't fight blindly, Singh. We fight smart. Losses are unfortunate, yes, but calculated. Every casualty matters, but every victory preserves the species. Remember why we fight: survival, sovereignty, and proving that humans are not to be trifled with." The officers absorbed the plan, tension coiling through the room like a spring. Outside, Europa's icy plains reflected distant starlight, a stark contrast to the inferno about to unfold in the void. 2 hours later, the fleet undocked in silent coordination. Raynor stood on the observation deck of the flagship Resolute, watching the human vessels stretch into formation like a living organism. Every movement precise, every decision deliberate. "Alpha team engaging," Raynor announced. The fleet surged forward. Energy beams flared against the Council patrols. Explosions rippled through the void, but human ships dodged and maneuvered with uncanny agility. Aboard the flagship, Raynor monitored the skirmish. "Beta, deploy EMP pulses now. Focus on the supply cruisers. Disable their shields, but avoid destroying the cargo. Intelligence comes first." Mira Singh's fingers flew over the controls. "Pulses deployed, sir. Cruisers down. Supplies intact." Kale's voice broke through. "Gamma unit reporting visual on Council command node. Minimal defenses, no patrols. Awaiting permission to engage." Raynor's gaze hardened. "Engage. Minimal casualties. Maximum disruption." Gamma unit slipped past the patrol lines, a shadow among stars. In minutes, they had hacked the node, sending falsified orders and sowing confusion throughout the Council fleet. One by one, cruisers veered off course, some colliding, others drifting into asteroid fields. Humanity's ingenuity turned the tide without overwhelming firepower. Suddenly, a Council signal appeared, Voryn himself, holographic and imposing, projected over the battlefield. "Commander Raynor, your insolence ends now. Cease this action, or face obliteration." Raynor's jaw tightened. "You think threats frighten humans, Voryn? You've miscalculated. Again. Your arrogance blinds you to one simple truth: humans adapt. Humans endure. And humans, above all, strike back when cornered." Voryn's image flickered, and then vanished. Raynor exhaled slowly, sensing the subtle victory. The Council fleet had been forced into disarray, and the human fleet had emerged largely unscathed. Yet Raynor knew this was only the beginning. The Council would regroup, recalibrate, and strike again. Humanity had proven its resilience, but the war was far from over. He turned to his officers, eyes burning with determination. "Today, we've shown that humans cannot be controlled. Tomorrow, we expand that lesson. Every maneuver, every strike, every choice we make from this point will remind the galaxy that Earth is not a pawn, it is a force. And no one, no council, no chancellor, will dictate our fate. The officers nodded, silent but resolute. Outside, the stars continued to glitter, indifferent to human struggles. Yet, within the fleet, a new confidence had ignited, a confidence forged from betrayal, honed in adversity, and tempered in determination. Raynor allowed himself a brief moment of satisfaction. "Prepare for the next phase," he said. "Voryn will not stop. Neither will we. Humanity fights not just for survival, but for respect." As Europa Station receded into the distance, the human fleet surged onward, small but defiant, navigating the labyrinth of the Council's mistakes. Every calculated strike, every clever maneuver, every heartbeat aboard the Resolute reinforced one immutable truth: humans, underestimated for centuries, had begun to rewrite the rules of interstellar warfare. And Voryn would soon learn that nothing underestimated in humanity stayed underestimated for long. The void of space stretched endlessly before the human fleet, but Commander Raynor's eyes were fixed on a single target: the Galactic Council's flagship, Aurelius Prime. Its size was overwhelming, a city-sized fortress bristling with energy turrets, shield generators, and command nodes. For decades, the Council had ruled through fear and manipulation, but today humanity would strike with precision, ingenuity, and unyielding resolve. "Status report," Raynor ordered, pacing the bridge of the Resolute. Lieutenant Mira Singh's fingers danced over her console. "All strike teams in position, sir. Gamma has infiltrated the outer defense grid, Alpha is drawing the fleet into the designated kill zones, Beta has the supply lines neutralized. Minimal Council response so far, they're reacting slower than predicted." Raynor nodded. "Good. Keep them slow. Patience will do what brute force cannot." Outside, Alpha Team engaged the Council's forward patrols with calculated bursts of fire. Human ships dodged and weaved, exploiting every blind spot, every predictable maneuver. Each strike was surgical, aimed at disabling rather than destroying, turning the enemy's strength into a weakness. "Commander, Gamma Unit has reached the command interface," Kale reported, voice taut with excitement. "We're in." Raynor's pulse quickened. "Proceed with caution. Only expose what's necessary to cause confusion. Leave their fleet believing internal malfunctions, never our hand, until the moment is right." Gamma's stealth drones infiltrated the ship's systems, rewriting orders, rerouting energy surges, and creating phantom threats. Turrets turned inward, shields faltered, and cruisers collided in their own corridors. Confusion spread like wildfire. The Council's empire, built on discipline and control, began to crumble under the weight of human strategy. Suddenly, Voryn's holographic image appeared on the Resolute's main display. His eyes, narrow and predatory, scanned the bridge. "Commander Raynor, your interference is intolerable. Withdraw now, or witness the complete annihilation of your fleet." Raynor leaned forward, voice low but fierce. "Voryn, the arrogance of your fleet blinded you. Humanity adapts. We endure. And today, we make the galaxy understand that betrayal carries consequences." Voryn's image flickered as Gamma's system intrusion took effect. Energy spikes cascaded across the Council's flagship, temporarily disabling communications. Chaos rippled through the Council forces. "Now," Raynor commanded. "All units converge on the Aurelius Prime. Target command nodes and shield generators. Precision strikes, disable, do not destroy. We need their systems, not their hulls." The fleet moved as one, disciplined, synchronized, and relentless. Human ingenuity turned the Council's overwhelming numbers into liabilities. Turrets fired into empty corridors, energy shields collapsed unexpectedly, and Council officers struggled to regain control. Inside the flagship, alarms blared. Council officers scrambled. "Commander, the outer grid is compromised. We are under attack from humans." Voryn's face twisted with rage. "Contain them. Do not let them touch the core." But containment was impossible. Raynor's forces moved with uncanny precision, guided by intelligence, technology, and an unyielding will to survive. Within minutes, the central command nodes were isolated, cut off from the rest of the fleet. Raynor's communication officer, Kale, reported, voice trembling with tension. "Sir, the Council's transmission logs, they've been hacked. We have records of the betrayal against our convoy. This proves everything." Raynor exhaled. Finally. Proof. Every ally, every neutral world will see the Council for what it is. This is more than retaliation, it's justice. With the evidence secured, Raynor turned to the fleet. "Prepare to broadcast. Show the galaxy the Council's treachery. Make it undeniable." Outside, human ships executed the final phase. Coordinated pulses disabled remaining shield arrays. Energy beams tore through the flagship's defenses, not to destroy, but to incapacitate. Council officers surrendered as their systems failed one by one. Voryn's hologram flickered again, weaker now, tension in every line of his angular face. "You may have disrupted us temporarily, Commander, but humanity cannot claim victory. This is merely reprisal. The Council will retaliate." Raynor's eyes were cold. "Retaliate if you dare. But now the galaxy knows the truth. And humans never forget who wrongs them." The flagship's core was secured, and with it, the irrefutable proof of betrayal. The Council's empire, once unshakable, had been exposed. News broadcasts and transmissions spread across neighboring systems, revealing Voryn's duplicity to allies, neutral factions, and even skeptical Council members. Already, fractures appeared in the alliance. Some alien leaders secretly sided with Earth, recognizing that the human fleet had outmaneuvered the galaxy's most powerful forces. Raynor watched the aftermath unfold. He allowed himself no celebration, yet. Victory was measured in survival and advantage, not ego. "Ensure the evidence is distributed to all Council sectors," he ordered. "Every world must understand who we are, and who we are not." Lieutenant Singh looked at him, admiration in her eyes. "Sir, you've done it. Humanity has proven itself." Raynor shook his head. "Not proven ourselves. Survived. The galaxy is a dangerous place, Singh. Today we've survived brilliantly, but tomorrow we continue to show that humans are neither pawns nor prey." A silence fell over the bridge. Outside, the stars burned indifferently. Yet the human fleet moved forward with a newfound confidence, forged in adversity and sharpened by betrayal. Humanity had struck back, yes, but it had done so with intellect, strategy, and precision. Raynor allowed a brief moment of reflection. Europa's icy moons glimmered faintly in the distance, indifferent witnesses to humanity's resolve. He looked at his officers, his crew, the minds and hearts who had executed a flawless operation against the Council's might. "Prepare for the next stage," he said quietly. "Voryn is contained, but not defeated. Earth has earned respect, but respect must be maintained. The galaxy will watch. And we will continue to show them, humans do not bow, humans do not surrender, and humans never, ever forget." Outside, the void seemed quieter now, as though acknowledging the shift. The human fleet, small but resolute, moved onward. In the shadows of betrayal, humanity had risen. In the theater of interstellar politics, Earth had written its first declaration, that survival was only the beginning, and defiance was in its nature. And somewhere, in the darkness, Voryn contemplated the consequences of underestimating a species he had dismissed as weak. He had made one miscalculation, the one humans never made. He had assumed humanity could be controlled. Raynor's voice, calm yet unwavering, echoed across the bridge. "Let them remember Earth. Let them remember humanity. We are not merely surviving. We are claiming our place among the stars." The fleet surged ahead, a small human armada against a galaxy that had tried to suppress it. But one truth burned brighter than any energy cannon or shield generator: humans had survived betrayal, struck back with cunning, and emerged unbroken. The story of Earth had only just begun. The aftermath of the battle against Aurelius Prime left the galaxy stunned. Humanity had not merely survived, they had exposed the Galactic Council's corruption and struck a decisive blow that rippled through countless systems. Yet Commander Raynor knew this was only the beginning. Victory brought attention, and attention brought challenges, both political and military. The command deck of the Resolute hummed with activity. Human officers moved efficiently, coordinating fleet repairs, relaying messages from newly allied civilizations, and analyzing intelligence captured from Council systems. Raynor leaned over the holographic display, studying energy patterns and fleet movements. "Sir," Lieutenant Singh called, her voice steady but tinged with concern. "Council remnants are regrouping in the Verelian cluster. They've fortified multiple systems and are attempting to rally loyalist factions. If we delay, they could consolidate enough power to counter us." Raynor's eyes narrowed. "Then we do not delay. We strike before they can rebuild. But this time, it's not just about survival or proof, it's about dismantling the Council's influence entirely. Prepare strategic proposals for coordinated offensives across their supply chains and political centers. We hit them where they cannot recover quickly." A comm alert sounded. Ensign Kale's face appeared on the holoscreen. "Commander, Clean reports that several systems are willing to openly support Earth now. They cite the evidence of betrayal. We can request fleet reinforcements and logistical aid. This may tip the balance further in our favor." Raynor nodded, his mind calculating probabilities and contingencies. "Very well. Draft alliances. Ensure that no Council loyalist can interfere without immediate response. This is the moment we shift from retaliation to restructuring." The human fleet moved with unprecedented coordination. Stealth cruisers infiltrated Council systems, disabling defensive grids and creating phantom fleets to mislead enemy patrols. Intelligence teams exposed collaborators and neutralized threats through precision strikes, leaving minimal collateral damage. Every move was methodical, purposeful, a demonstration of human ingenuity and strategic foresight. During a briefing, Raynor addressed his senior officers. "We are no longer reacting. We are defining the future. Every strike, every alliance, every negotiation must reinforce the principle that humanity will not be controlled, ignored, or betrayed. Our goal is not annihilation, it is dominance through respect, and proof that humans can outthink any adversary." Mira Singh raised a question. "Sir, the Council may attempt political subterfuge. Several loyal systems could attempt sabotage, misinformation campaigns, or even targeted attacks on our civilians." Raynor's gaze was unwavering. "Then we prepare defenses and countermeasures. Humans have survived betrayal once, we can anticipate attempts at deception. Our intelligence network now spans the systems they once controlled. We anticipate, we adapt, we act decisively." Hours later, the fleet entered the Verelian cluster. Council remnants, believing humans exhausted and vulnerable, were caught unaware. Precision strikes hit energy depots, command nodes, and communication hubs, rendering entire sectors effectively paralyzed. Aboard one of the Council's flagship remnants, panic spread among officers. "Commander, the human fleet, they bypassed our patrols. Our defenses are collapsing." Voryn's hologram flickered, a shadow of fury and disbelief. "Impossible. How did they?" "Commander Raynor," Kale reported, "we have direct access to their logs and communications. Every plan they had, every coordination effort, it's now ours. Their fleet is fractured and demoralized. They are already seeking ceasefire negotiations." Raynor allowed a grim smile. "Good. Let them realize the futility of resistance. Humanity's message must be absolute, betrayal cannot survive scrutiny. Authority cannot survive deceit. And those who doubt Earth's strength will witness the consequences firsthand." As fleets clashed, Raynor coordinated a simultaneous broadcast. Evidence from Aurelius Prime, intercepted communications, and testimony from allied civilizations streamed across multiple systems. Worlds previously neutral now witnessed the Council's duplicity. Sympathy shifted to humanity, allegiance fractured. Even Voryn's most loyal supporters hesitated, reconsidering the true cost of loyalty to a corrupt leader. In the command hub, Singh observed the reactions. "Sir, look at the response. Entire sectors are reconsidering alliances. We may have shifted the balance permanently." Raynor's eyes remained fixed on the projection of the galaxy. "Yes. But we act carefully. Influence is fragile. One misstep, one misjudged action, and we could ignite chaos rather than order. That is why humanity must lead, not through intimidation, but through foresight, skill, and integrity." The final engagement came unexpectedly. A council fleet, desperate and disorganized, attempted to strike at the human home system. The human fleet intercepted them with minimal casualties, employing advanced tactics learned from every previous encounter. Council officers surrendered, and energy cores were neutralized without catastrophic damage. Raynor's comm officer announced, "Sir, the Council's remaining leadership is contained. Systems are opening communications, requesting protection and guidance. The galaxy is listening." Raynor exhaled, a long, controlled breath. "Then let them listen. Humanity has endured betrayal, and now it teaches the galaxy a lesson in resilience, strategy, and unity. We do not seek destruction, we seek stability, fairness, and acknowledgement that Earth is a force to be reckoned with." A silence fell over the bridge, but it was a silence filled with purpose. Officers shared quiet satisfaction, yet none underestimated the responsibility humanity now bore. Raynor moved to the observation window. The stars stretched infinitely, indifferent yet witness to human determination. "Commander," Singh said softly, "do you think they'll ever understand the humans they underestimated?" Raynor's gaze remained on the distant nebulae. "Some will, some won't. But it no longer matters. Humanity has proven itself, not to every alien species, not even to Voryn, but to ourselves. That is the lesson no one can take away." Outside, the human fleet moved through conquered and liberated sectors alike, carrying both proof of betrayal and evidence of humanity's ingenuity. Each system it touched would remember Earth's name, not as a pawn of the Council, not as a victim, but as a sovereign, intelligent, and unyielding civilization. Voryn's hologram flickered one last time, now contained and powerless. "This is not over, Raynor," he warned. Raynor's expression was resolute. "It is over for those who betrayed us. For humanity, it is just the beginning." The fleet entered orbit around the Solari system, where allied civilizations awaited recognition and coordination. Humanity had survived treachery, struck decisively, and established its authority without resorting to mindless destruction. The galaxy had learned that underestimating humans was a perilous error, one that would resonate across light years for decades to come. In that moment, Raynor allowed himself the smallest smile. The war was not over, but humanity had reclaimed its place among the stars. Every calculated move, every decisive strike, every act of ingenuity had proven one enduring truth: humans endure, humans adapt, and humans, above all, prevail. And the stars, silent witnesses to countless betrayals and victories, now bore witness to the reckoning of humanity.